Welcome back to Granja Caimito in the Pedroche Valley of Andalusia, Spain. It is mushroom time, and the delicious acorns keep falling from the trees. In preparation of tomorrow's grazing session, Juan is distributing the bale of straw that we left here since a while onto what used to be a road. So that is the technique to make the road disappear. The amount of forage available here in A14 isn't that much as in A18 where the cows are currently, but there are some humps, and that is wherever they pooped the last time. So this to me tells that there is a lack of nutrients, and by adding the manure the grass can develop much better. So we just need to keep this up. The relatively short grazing session has started and finished, and now it's time to push them out again. There was enough higher quality forage available, and so they didn't really touch the straw, which is good.
Se está el cabrío allí.
And as always, those limousine cows have a mind of their own, and they instigate going the wrong direction. So now I need to push them out here so that I go back to the paddock where we want them to be at.
Hey. Whoa. Allez, whoop!
I am exploring a little bit to see where the cows can go tomorrow. This here is Paddock A10. It has 55 days of rest. But then of course we had the cold spell and lack of rain. So this has been a little bit slow. I see here in the foreground, in the shade, let me try to zoom in a bit. There is some forage, it's coming up, but I wouldn't consider this good enough just yet. So let's see how it looks there in the distance. I see something there. This does look promising. And if I pan across, of course the shadows make it a little bit difficult. There is also more coming up, but it's always around the trees, which is pretty normal. The soil there is better. So I would not think that this, after the 55 days, is suitable for a round of grazing. There are probably other areas that I will see next that are better. So let's continue to have a look. The next one here is A8, and I will explore this, and depending what I see, I will make another short clip and tell you guys, but let's explore and I will report. So no, I don't think that any of A9 or A8, 8 being here in the foreground, is ready. They have 50 days of rest, and it doesn't really look like we should be bringing in them here just yet. Maybe in a week. This then changes with the sunshine. So we better look for a different place, or if all else fails, they will continue to eat straw and alfalfa pellets. The alfalfa pellets are doing them good, and the straw is the raw fodder to have some volume in their rumen. So that's not a bad thing at all. Of course it would be better if we had straw and hay, but there is no hay, and the alfalfa pellets are the substitute for that. So I will check out the next paddock, which happens to be this one there. From afar, it doesn't really very good either. But let's see how it looks when I'm a bit closer. So now I'm inside of A7. It has been poor all the while, and it is covered much better than before, but then the ants are also out. You see some fresh ant hills here, and there are more, and that is one of the reasons why this is so poor, because during spring there is enough seed being produced. The straw that we had distributed is still a little bit there. It takes a while to really break down, and I don't think that this has enough forage. What we could do is we could break them in here, use the 2 fence posts that we have. Here is one, and further down there is another one, to divide this paddock into 6 segments, to bunch them up and make them manure in the same spot. But we still have to bring them straw and the alfalfa pellets. That is probably what we are going to do, but right now I'm looking for a paddock where we can bring them in tomorrow, because we don't have received, or we did not have received, oh, that's bad English. So we have not received another truckload of straw just yet, due to the rain. The delivery was not possible due to that, so the driver said. And so we have been using what we had so far, and it's now almost used up. so we definitely need some more. It will show up over the next few days, I hope. And then we can continue playing straw alfalfa pellets in here. But like I said, I'm looking for a place where there is actual forage. So maybe over there it does look more greenish and longer. So this looks promising. Let's go there. Right besides the road, our driveway, there are also fresh anthills. Let me zoom in on this beautiful one. So this is very fresh. Now the soil is bland and they have it easier. So they are building. By spring there will be chickens. So what we are looking at here is A20 now. And also this area is not perfect, but there is something. If this were full of these grasses like those ones here at the edge of the shade, let's see that I catch that as well. So here, if this were full of it, then it would be good, because those leaves are long enough so that we can actually graze here. But unfortunately, those plants are scarce. So we need a lot more of them. But this does look like a candidate. So A20 we could use. And if I pan over there, this is A19 and followed by A6. This is fresh green there. It also looks good. So we might bring them here. Those three paddocks together are a hectare. And we can probably rotate them quickly, but only between the morning and 3 o'clock. So here in those two paddocks that were formerly A6, we found this. And we found this in several places. In all those spots where we had straw. And we don't believe that this is really grass. It looks more like it's the cereal that the straw is made of, and it germinates. But it's forage, so it should work very well. But unfortunately, if it's the cereal, then this is an annual, and that means we have a little bit of this now and then it's gone. But at least it shows that something does grow, and what we are doing is working. This here is the area around what I just showed, that cereal that grows in the spent straw. There are some older images from last spring. You might want to look for the video from April or so, or May. And here in this area we have very good growth at springtime. But then the problem is that there's still a lot of empty spots, because of the ant problem that I had been talking about during summer. So if I pan down here, you can see that there are these clumps of grasses, and in between there's empty space. So if that were filled up, then we had a good paddock with a lot of grass. But unfortunately that's not yet the case. But over time I believe those spots will fill up. And by the way, it does feel today like spring. Today is the 29th of December. So we're in the middle of winter. And you see the sun is out. It looks beautiful. And the sun is warming my back. So I believe the air temperature today is some 19 degrees. But in direct sunlight, it might easily It does feel like 25 or so. So definitely it's a warm sunny day. Also we are in the middle of winter. So with some care, I believe this area here can be very beautiful. This is another example of the cereal that comes up based on the seeds that were in the straw. This can be seen in many areas. And it always shows up in a clump. And usually also in combination with a manure pile. And here, just a few meters from the other, there is another example. So this idea of adding the seed we want to the straw seems to be a good idea. And it seems to work despite the fact that right next to this there is an anthill. This area here we call A4. It has seen the pigs several times. And the cows have also been here a few times. And it went from bare ground after the pigs left to some forage. And then the pigs came back. And then it was bare ground again. And now, after a while, by bringing in only the cows, it looks like that. So this also has seen some 50 days of rest, and that is what we got. I will now pan around a little bit to show you this in its entirety. We also played here with the straw, and if I walk up there, you will then see that the pigs had a little mud hole to wallow in. When the pigs were here in summer, we used this water line that you might be able to see there in the shade, so that they had water to cool off. And then we used it for irrigating. And this is also the area where we had, as a one-time experiment, some corn that we kept alive by irrigating over summer. It grew very well. Check out a very old video about our corn harvest. It has some dramatic music. It was the first attempt of making videos, but it was a lot of fun. So we had the corn right here, and then we had a few more patches down there, and it worked very well, and we were able to feed the pigs a little bit with it. And that is why we have this idea to plant more corn in areas that are in need of improvement. And also here in the straw there is something coming up, and like I'm saying, it might be that this is all what is tall, a cereal, but it might also be that it's a grass that takes advantage of the additional moisture and the protection. So we will see, but like I'm saying, whatever wants to grow is welcome, and we just manage our animals in such a way that there is enough time for the plants to express themselves. So also I don't really know what each plant is called. I note their existence and I'm happy about it, but you guys may be able to tell me what exactly that is. So let's get a few close-ups here. I believe it's a cereal because the leaves are white, the stem looks like it can go thick and support a grain head further up. I don't think that this is a regular grass, but then as far as I know, wheat and rye and all this are part of the grass family. So no wonder that there is a resemblance. But you guys might have more experience with that and tell me what we are looking at. My guess it's wheat, because the straw that we get comes from a wheat harvest. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I have to say there is still a little bit more to be told about the end of December. It felt like spring, like early spring, and there were some things that were going on. You will see in the next video. We will catch up and finally be in January. Till then, come back in about 3 days and I see you again here at Granja Caimito. Bye bye.